The rain is tapering off this morning, but we'll have another round later today. I'll walk you through the timeline for today's showers and the weekend.
Holiday travel rush. Memorial Day weekend is here, and we have you covered on the road and at the airport. WRAL has team coverage of everything you need to know before you start your trip.
Opening day, it's a new era for baseball in Zebulon as the Devil Dogs begin their first season tonight. We'll get you ready for the first pitch and all the fun-filled festivities.
We're following those stories and more. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning. The time is 8 a.m. here on your Friday. We're here. I'm Laura Levine. Thanks for sticking with us here on Fox 50.
And I'm Ken Smith. Boy, that rain sounded good last night.
I had some good sleep, okay?
Well, yeah. It's mainly out of here, but we've got some patches still around. Let's get into it with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking it all for us.
We definitely saw the rain slow down this morning, but what we don't see here on the radar is the drizzle. Particles of drizzle are so tiny that the radar is just not calibrated to see it. It's calibrated to see a raindrop, and the drizzle is so much smaller. So we are seeing some of that. There's some showers back to the west, but as those showers try to move eastward, most of that will fizzle out. But our front isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It will be with us most likely for the next 6 days or so. And so we'll continue with chances for rain. You can see this morning, Futurecast throws up maybe a sprinkle or two, but a better chance much later today. We'll see some showers and storms developing late afternoon and evening in our southern counties and starting to lift northward. Our hour-by-hour rain chances go up a little bit late this afternoon, but a bit more to around 50% overnight tonight. Heading out the door right now, lots of drizzle on the camera here at the Weld, looking toward downtown. 60 degrees is our current temperature. It will be much cooler today with highs in the low 70s, no more 90s in our forecast. We do have 80s in our forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day, and I'll show you how much more rain is headed our way coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, no more 90s, more rain. I'll take that. And I'm sure you will too. But here's what we're looking at right now. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, that southern loop of the Beltline. Things have gotten a little busy in the last 45 minutes or so, but that's what we can expect this time of the morning. But Will and Julie, you're just looking at a 2-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. So really nothing that's going to make you terribly late, even though it looks rather congested on that southern loop of the Beltline. But if you're navigating I-40 westbound, coming in from the Garner-Johnson County area, even through Wade Avenue, it's all delay-free. Let's hop over to the east side of Raleigh, get a look at I-87 and Smithfield Road. I-87 southbound lanes moving away from us. We're not seeing the usual congestion that we've been seeing all week long in those I-87 southbound lanes, so that's really good news. So let's widen out the view, give you a look at what we're talking about here. Yeah, just a 1-minute delay coming in from Knightdale this morning. The only other troubled spot, if you call it a 4-minute delay, a troubled spot, out Finns and Wake Forest, coming in on US 1 this morning. You're getting ready to head into the cartoonist in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Right now, we are working to learn more about a head-on crash in North Raleigh. This was the scene on Falls River Avenue before 3 this morning. You can see one car crunch between a car and a tree. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there as Raleigh police investigated. We're working to learn if anyone was hurt. We'll bring you those updates as we learn them. Well, today is the start of a very busy travel weekend, and AAA predicts a record 45 million people plan to travel either by car or by plane for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, of course, we have team coverage this morning on what you need to know before you head to your destination. Let's start with WRAL's Kelsey Coffey on the best times to hit the road this weekend. Kelsey.
Yes, Ken, if you're hitting the road this weekend, you need to prepare for more than higher gas prices. You also need to prepare for some traffic. Let's go ahead and give you a live look now at road conditions. Here on 40 East, you can see that there's a little bit of rain here this morning. We've only seen rain maybe for the past 30 minutes or so, but we know that a lot of folks will be taking this exact route for their Memorial Day weekend destinations if they're headed out to the beach. Here are the best and worst times to hit the road this Memorial Day weekend. The best time to leave is right now. Start your trip before 11 a.m. The best time to drive back on Monday is in the morning before 10 o'clock, and avoid getting on the road today after 11 if you can. The worst time to drive back is between 12 and 5 on Monday. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about how much more you're paying for gas this Memorial Day weekend compared to last. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And speaking of those gas prices, let's take a look at the big boil this morning. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas in Raleigh, $4.26. Over in the Charlotte area, you're paying $4.21. And if you're heading to the beach or the coast in the Wilmington area, you're paying $4.27.
Well, get this. TSA is preparing to screen millions of people at airports across the country this weekend. WRAL's Ali Calabar joins us live from RDU, where you're taking a live look right now. Now, we were tracking those cancellations and delays, more than a dozen delays, only a few cancellations. But Ali, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing at this hour now.
Well, we're seeing, Laura, those lines are basically non-existent. I mean, an hour and a half ago, employees tell us that there was about a 40-minute wait, and now it looks like people are just breezing right through, and you can see that they're just kind of going through security there. Now, what travelers may notice is that there's construction around RDU right now, especially here in Terminal 2. You can see that wall is blocking all of the windows there. This is a part of the airport's $2.5 billion expansion project. It's underway. RDU says the only effect it should have on your travel experience is a good one. There's more parking in Economy 3 lot. It's nearly doubled in size. This graphic shows the lot now has about 7,300 spaces. It will soon have nearly 11,000 for travelers. Now, even with extra parking spots, we spoke with travelers this morning who said they still made sure they got here early.
Well, it was a little bit hectic out there, but it wasn't too bad, and that's why we came, almost an hour early.
Yeah, and luckily they made it through security. Right now, all of the parking lots at RDU have some spaces open. You can get a full travel guide of everything you need to know for this holiday travel weekend on WRAL.com. Reporting live at RDU, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Boy, it was a tough start for the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals. They were defeated by the Canadiens 6-2 last night at Lenovo Center. Montreal put up 4 goals in the first 12 minutes of the game. The Eastern Conference Finals continue to be a difficult series for the Canes. They're now 1-13 in this round since 2019. Of course, Game 2 of this series is tomorrow night. The puck drops at 7 p.m.
WRAL is looking for answers after the state filed a lawsuit against VinFast. North Carolina officials say the company didn't keep its promise to build a multi-billion-dollar facility in Chatham County. Years after the promise of a multi-billion-dollar economic boom, the land set aside for VinFast's electric vehicle plant still sits empty. Now, North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson is suing the automaker. The lawsuit is attempting to take the property back after accusing the company of failing to deliver on jobs and development promises. We spoke with people who live and work in that area. They say local businesses were counting on the influx of workers and customers.
People that are commuting outside, they're eating somewhere, they're spending money on fuel and other expenses. But if they were able to work within the community where they live, they would be promoting and stimulating their own home communities.
Now, WRAL has reached out to representatives for VinFast for an update on the project. The company told regulators last month that it planned on opening in 2028. We also did ask them why construction stalled and what the company plans to do next. We're still waiting on a response.
Well, Laura, this morning, the NASCAR community honoring and remembering Kyle Busch. This is a graphic that was displayed last night at the Motor Speedway there in Charlotte. The two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion died yesterday at the age of 41. His family and his team says Busch was hospitalized with a severe illness, but did not specify what that illness was. The Associated Press reports Busch was testing in the Chevrolet Racing Simulator in Concord Wednesday when sources say he became unresponsive and was taken to a hospital in Charlotte. Busch won 234 races all across NASCAR's 3 national series, the most of any driver. Well, Well, a new era for baseball in Zebulon starts tonight. The Devil Dogs will kick off opening night for their first season at the newly named Nameko Park.
Oh, yeah. That's where WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live. And Kirsten, tell us, is anything else speaking to you out there? I know you've had a time.
Laura, that I have. We've made our way out to the ball field this morning, and I mean, just what a view. I want to show you something cool, actually. This entire field is 100% turf. The grass and even the dirt is turf, and I was told it took about $1.5 million to make this happen, and this is just one part of the experience that makes it so great for the players and the fans. Now, all the fun kicked off yesterday with the Fan Fest and a ribbon cutting, and it continues tonight as the Devil Dogs take on the Virginia Beach Valor. Single game tickets are just $22, and included in the price is all you can eat concessions. And most of the Devil Dogs on the field will be college players from Australia. How cool is that? We asked the team's GM about what fans can expect tonight.
You'll see the players signing autographs. They'll be very involved in the show. Just a fun atmosphere, an atmosphere that is about the people here, not just what's going on the field. And then we've got the Australian tie-in, which makes it really fun as well.
Yeah, so I want you to picture you're sitting in the stands and you're looking up in the dark night sky and you see a bunch of fireworks. Well, that's what fans are going to be able to experience tonight, followed by more games and fun-filled promotions throughout this weekend into Memorial Day. Live in Zebulon, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
All right, we're coming up on 8:11 now. Case dismissed. The trial of a former assistant principal accused of ignoring warning signs before a school shooting is now over, while the judge ruled to drop the charges.
And school closures. Parents and students voiced their concerns after several schools are put on the chopping block. Their desperate plea before a decision is made.
A good soaking rain for parts of our viewing area last night. Right now, it's just some drizzle, but we'll have another round tonight, and then we'll repeat that all the way through the next 6 days. I'll show you how much rain will total up coming up. 8:14, a lot of us got a good soaking overnight last night. We didn't see as much down south and east of I-95, but we have plenty more opportunities. What you don't see right now is some drizzle that's happening. We do have some light showers back to the west, but as that starts to move east, most of it's falling apart. Our next best chance of rain comes much later this afternoon into the evening and overnight, and then we'll see a repeat on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and for much of next week. Here's a live look at Durham. You can see how cloudy it is, and there's definitely some drizzle falling. The streets are a little bit on the damp side heading out, but you won't run into any heavy rain on your commute this morning. It's 68 in Fayetteville, 57 in Roanoke Rapids, 62 in Rocky Mount, it's 60 in Durham right now. There may be some lingering puddles from yesterday. Otherwise, expect mid-70s at lunchtime, and even at 7 or 8 o'clock, we're still holding right around 70 degrees. Coming up, we'll walk through the rest of the weekend's chances for rain. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now. The WR Traffic Center, we're keeping you updated on your road trip plans, especially if you're probably heading to the southern beaches this morning. Right now, you're looking at I-40 Jones Sausage Road. The eastbound lanes coming toward us, heading to the beach. No problems to report, but maybe you have a late morning flight. You're getting ready to head to RDU International Airport this morning. We've checked all the major routes heading to RDU, I-40, Highway 70, I-540, relatively delay-free, so you will get to the airport on time. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
The criminal charges against a former Virginia assistant principal accused of ignoring warnings that a young student had a gun have been dismissed. The charges against Ebony Parker stemmed from the 2023 shooting at a school in Newport News. A 6-year-old student shot and injured a teacher. The judge dismissed the case, ruling that Parker's actions were not a crime.
The mother of a Moore Square Middle School student said all students will cross on the floor, not the stage, during the 8th grade graduation ceremony today. This was after she asked for accommodations for her daughter's mobility needs. Shannon Dingle's daughter Zoe is wheelchair bound. Her mom asked if a ramp could be provided so Zoe could cross the stage during the ceremony. Dingle says she and her daughter were made to feel that getting a ramp was a hassle for the school. She worries there won't be enough visibility for other parents to see their children cross the floor, which was not the outcome she hoped. WRAL asked Wake County School Superintendent Dr. Robert Taylor about this situation. He says he will look into what happened.
Parents Parents, students, and staff are speaking out against the possible closure of multiple schools in Chapel Hill Carborough City School District. And we're talking about Ephesus, Glenwood, and Sewell Elementary Schools being considered for closure. This comes as the district faces budget issues and declining enrollment. Speakers at a public hearing last night emphasized the special learning opportunities at the schools.
We are not numbers on a map, we are not empty seats, and we are not pieces to be moved around. We are children. We are the future of this community. Please do not make decisions about us without listening to us.
The school board will keep taking feedback before making a decision next month.
Lots of activities all across the area this weekend.
Let's talk all about it in today's WRAL's Out and About. The Animazement Convention gets started today at the Raleigh Convention Center. It's a celebration of Japanese animation, culture, and traditional arts. The convention runs through Sunday. Tickets are available online at animazement.com.
Also, turtles, lizards, and snakes. Repticon 2026 gets started tomorrow at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. The convention lets reptile breeders and educators show off a wide variety of scaly, cold-blooded creatures. It runs from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, and on Sunday, it will be from 10 to 4 p.m. Sunday also is a chance for people to indulge their sweet tooth. The North Carolina Sugar Rush Festival will be at the Raleigh City Plaza. There will be tons of desserts, including cakes, ice creams, and cookies. The event lasts from noon to 6. Now, for more weekend activities, visit WRAL.com, search Out and About.
Well, after such a dry start of the year and to the year, beneficial rain is in store for the Memorial Day weekend. Let's bring in meteorologist Grant Skinner joining us in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And Grant, it's been a long time since we've seen this many days with rain in a row.
That's right. 8 months ago, we've had 6 days in a row with measurable rain. And before that, we had a pretty wet August. But it's been quite some time again since we've seen a long stretch of measurable rain. And we need all the rain that we can get. The last time we saw a good rainy stretch was from September 25th through the 30th. We had about 1.2 inches of rain at RDU and just over 1.3 inches in Fayetteville. Now, the forecast for now all the way through next Friday calls for 2 inches at RDU and then 2.5 inches in Fayetteville. Some locally higher amounts between 3+ inches, maybe some, most areas around kind of the central North Carolina, 2 to 3 inches of rain. But there are some higher amounts up to 3 inches. And we need all the rain that we can get. Of course, exceptional drought now in place for areas in the northern mountains closer to Boone. And again, I mentioned August of last year, about 8 inches of rain at RDU. We need a month like this, really, to really help us out, Elizabeth. I don't think we'll see this much rain in the near future, but this is going to be really beneficial all these rainy days all the way through the middle of next week.
Grant, yes, every little bit that we get will help. And I think, after 7 days in a row of chances for rain, people are going to think, well, isn't the drought over? And we still have a long way to go, 10 to 15 inches. And we'll, make a dent in it, maybe 2 to 4 inches, which would be wonderful. Right now, what's falling isn't going to help us a whole lot. It just kind of makes it feel uncomfortable. Lots of drizzle. You can see those raindrops on the camera as we look down toward the Capitol building on Fayetteville Street. 60 is our temperature right now. New this morning, the rain totals keep trending higher. They were trending higher yesterday, trending even higher today. Again, 2 to 4 inches. And I'm sure that some areas will see even more than that. We had a spot with 4 inches already just from last night. A few light showers right now. We'll see some evening overnight rain now and all the way through the next week or so, thanks to our front. We are on the cool side of the front right now. That's helped to bring our temperatures down. We have a few light showers to the west, but much of that isn't moving into our area. Here's a look at some of the best looking rainfall totals. Right here, a small pocket in Northampton County at 4.5 inches, just north of Rocky Mount, 3 inches from parts of Chatham, Lee, Moore, and Harnett County. We had as much as 2.5 inches. Some parts of the Triangle had as much as an inch, maybe 2 inches. So good rain yesterday, except for our southeastern counties. That will change. As a matter of fact, watch what happens this afternoon. We get into late afternoon, evening, a round of showers and thunderstorms pops up and lifts northward. Coverage for tonight isn't huge, but Saturday it looks a good bit wetter. This version of Futurecast has the rain beginning early afternoon. It may be a little later than that. The models have been kind of back and forth on the timing, but certainly mid to late afternoon we'll see rain, and that rain will continue over overnight. Our chance for Saturday is a little higher than what we'll see Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but of course the rain will continue. And again, at least 2 to 3 more inches, if not more. It's cool today at 75, and then the highs will climb into the 80s for the rest of the 7-day period. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're keeping an eye on all our major routes just in case you have a road trip planned this morning, including here on I-95 in Nash County at State Road 97. No delays whatsoever on I-95 if you're heading out of town or even you have friends coming into town. Also, over in I-85, traffic has picked up just a little bit as we take a live look at I-85 and Red Mill Road in Durham, but flowing at a nice steady clip in all directions. But I know many of you still have to go to work, so let's check some of those major routes, shall we? The southern loop of the Beltline, we're not picking up any delays whatsoever. If you're navigating I-40 westbound up and down Garner-Johnston County coming in from Wade Avenue, all delay free. As we widen out the view, this is what we're looking at. Very little to no delays, short of a 3-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. We are picking up a little bit of a delay over in Durham on I-885 specifically. If you're looking at going to North Durham on 885, you're looking at a 4-minute delay at this hour.
Ken, thank you. Change in leadership. The town manager and assistant town manager in Benson have resigned. Where the town goes next as it faces a financial crisis. And don't forget, if you see breaking news, please report it to us. You can do so by WRAL.com/report it to send your information.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time is 8:26. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get right out to meteorologist Elizabeth Garner with a look at the forecast as we're still seeing some rain out there, Elizabeth.
We are. It's just drizzly right now, even about a 20% chance for this morning. Then once we get into the mid to late afternoon, we start to see a little better chance for rain, especially this evening and overnight. And of course, that chance just repeats every day through at least the middle of next week. Here's a live look at Durham, and it looks like the streets are still on the damp side here in downtown. Our temperatures are anywhere from the mid 50s to low 60s for most of us. And it may just be a little bit too damp for you to exercise outside this morning. If you take it inside, it may be more comfortable. It won't be as hot today. High temperatures in the mid 70s. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now, we're taking a look at that southern loop of the Beltline. Boy, usually we see some real heavy congestion this time of the morning, but as we get started on this holiday weekend, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road, no delays whatsoever. You look at the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. So there you see it, no delays on that southern loop of the Beltline. Of course, if you're navigating I-40 westbound coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area, or even through Wade Avenue, it's delay-free at this hour. Another update on your morning commute at the bottom of the hour coming up.
So many people plan to hit the road for the holiday weekend, and here are some of the best and worst times to travel. The best time to leave is today before 11 a.m., and the best time to drive back is on Monday before 10 a.m. Avoid getting on the road today after 11 if you can. The worst time to drive back is between 12 and 5 on Monday. We have new information now about a head-on crash in North Raleigh. This was the scene on Falls River Avenue before 3 this morning. Police say the driver of one car hit a parked car, pinning it into a tree. Both cars then caught fire. Police say the driver of the car in motion was impaired but not seriously injured. We have much more news coming up next on Fox 50.
The rain is tapering off this morning, but we'll have another round later today. I'll walk you through the timeline for today's showers and the weekend.
Holiday travel rush. Memorial Day weekend is here, and we have you covered on the road and at the airport. WRAL has team coverage of everything you need to know before you start your trip.
Opening day, it's a new era for baseball in Zebulon as the Devil Dogs begin their first season tonight. We'll get you ready for the first pitch and all the fun-filled festivities.
Lots to get to in this half hour. We're so glad you're sticking with us. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. Kirsten Clark having way too much fun there at the ballpark. We're going to get to that in just a bit. But first, we have to talk about the drizzle that we're seeing across the area right now. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gartner tracking that for us. Elizabeth.
Yes, we had some good rain overnight last night for most, but not all of us. And then we just have some lingering drizzle right now. Our next best chance of rain comes late afternoon and overnight tonight as we see some showers lifting northward. We'll take a look here at what our pattern is is. We have a front that'll be stalled over us for the next several days, and we'll have moisture that is interacting with it to bring showers. And the best chance of that will be sometime during the afternoon overnight, and then that will repeat each day. Here's a look at this afternoon, and it looks nice and quiet up until mid to late afternoon. Then we have a few scattered storms develop south and start to lift northward. Take a look at our chances for rain, and it does gradually climb, especially as we get towards, say, 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. Lots of drizzle here in downtown Raleigh, showing up on the Camberlands as we look down toward the Capitol building. It is 60 degrees. We have a northeasterly wind, and that keeps our temperatures much cooler today than yesterday. Along with the clouds and some showers, we'll see a high of 75. Looking ahead, we continue with a good chance for rain Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day Monday. Most of that will be second half of the day and overnight, but I'll show you how much we could see coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening right now, we take you outside, give you a live look at that southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Those eastbound lanes, those are folks possibly heading to our southern beaches, so no delays to report on that southern loop of the Beltline. And you see it right here for yourself. And also, if you're navigating I-40 westbound, you're coming in from the Garner-Johnson County area, and even Wade Avenue is completely delay-free at this hour. So let's hop to the east of Raleigh. Let's show you a live look at I-87 at Smithville Road. These are the southbound lanes moving away from us. We're not seeing the usual congestion we've been seeing all week on I-87, which is really good news to start this holiday weekend. So let's widen out the view and give you a look at other routes. Again, that's a 1 minute delay coming in from Nightdale, just a 3 minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning, and all the other major routes. I-40 eastbound, you're coming in from Apex, all delay free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thank you. We have new information now about a head-on crash in North Raleigh. The WRAL breaking news tracker captured this scene on Falls River Avenue before 3 this morning. In the last 20 minutes, Raleigh police shares with us that a driver hit a parked car, pinning it into a tree. Both cars then caught fire. Police say the driver was impaired but not seriously injured. We will continue to bring you updates as they come in. Well, the Memorial Day travel rush now gets started today, and we have team coverage.
Oh, yeah. Whether you have plans to hit the roads or take a flight, fuel prices are making long weekend getaways more expensive. Let's start with WRAL's Kelsey Coffey monitoring the prices at the pump. Kelsey.
So Kelsey, she's been covering this all morning for us, and we know that, the prices that you've paid over Memorial Day the last few years, according to AAA, is higher this year. So if you have a 12-gallon gas tank, it'll cost you $16 more than it did last year. So let's head out there to Kelsey Coffey now on the roads for us. Kelsey, what can you tell us?
Yes, Laura, this is going to be the most that people have spent on gas for Memorial Day weekend in the last 4 years, according to AAA. Let's go ahead and give you a live look now at road conditions here on 40 East. You may be able to see just a few raindrops here on the windshield. If you have a 12-gallon gas tank, filling up for your Memorial Day weekend trip will cost about $16 more than it.
So as of yesterday, the average price of gas in North Carolina was $4.24 a gallon, up from $3.76 last month. You were filling up for just $2.89 a gallon the same time last year. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to hear from Kelsey again. She's having a little bit of technical issues, but she's going to tell us about the best and worst times to hit the road this weekend. And don't forget, you can use the fuel tracker on the WRAL News app to find the lowest cost of gas wherever you go. Just search fuel. Meanwhile, 45 million people are planning to travel this Memorial Day weekend overall. As we're taking a live look at RDU, let's talk about the airport. TSA is set to screen millions of people nationwide. WRAL's Ali Katlabar joins us from RDU. And Ali, we were seeing a few delays and cancellations. What are you looking at right now?
Yeah, it stayed pretty steady, Laura, over the past hour or two. We've really seen those lines kind of just breeze through. That's looking good for me. I'm about to catch a flight in the next few hours, so that is good news for travelers. Now, AAA says 3.8 million people are set to fly domestically this weekend. While the war on Iran is driving up prices, AAA says flights were 6% cheaper than last year. This is based on travelers booking their flights before jet fuel prices started to rise in March. They dropped in May, but they're still high. Now, we spoke with travelers who were grateful they booked back in February.
We got pretty lucky. Like 2 weeks later, the tickets shot up, so we were pretty excited to, not have to pay $1,000 for this flight.
Yeah, so travel experts say that you should book as soon as possible, especially if you are booking for the summer trips that are coming up. You can find everything you need to know about this weekend's holiday travel experience on WRAL.com. Reporting live at RDU, Ali Kadlavar, WRAL News.
Let's go ahead and swing over here to the WRAL Live Center. We're going to get a better look at how the different airports across America are doing on this misery map from FlightAware. So right now I'm tracking about 178 delays, but I only refreshed it within the last couple of minutes. And before that, there was 134. So there's been an increase there, mostly in New York that we're seeing that in parts of the Midwest. Not seeing as many down in Atlanta as I thought we might see, and only 7 cancellations being tracked there. But the neat thing about this map, you see how you can see the radar kind of moves in there. Could that potentially disrupt flights around there and possibly yours if you're flying out of RDU down to Atlanta or flying from Charlotte? I mean, it's possible, but this is why we'll keep our eye on your travel maps this day because people are headed out for their Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Chris. This morning, the NASCAR community is honoring and remembering Kyle Busch. There was a tribute here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway last night with this graphic displayed. The two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion died yesterday at the age of 41. His family and his team say that he was hospitalized with a severe illness, but did not specify what it was. The Associated Press reports Busch was testing in the Chevrolet racing simulator in Concord on Wednesday when sources say he became unresponsive and was taken to a hospital in Charlotte. Busch won 234 races across NASCAR's 3 national series, the most of any driver.
Well, a town in crisis is now without 2 of its top leaders. Benson's town manager Dane Rideout resigned after an audio recording surfaced of his describing the town's financial situation that was expletive-laden. In the recording, he used foul language to describe the situation and town officials. Now, the assistant town manager is out as well. The town is $2 million in debt. The town is considering cuts to services and staffing to make up that money. Now, the mayor says they're discussing who to put in that place as an interim while they search for a new town manager.
The Carolina Hurricanes are in a hole to start the Eastern Conference Final after their first loss of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Montreal Canadiens scored 4 goals in the first period last night at Lenovo on their way to a 6-2 win. The Canes have a pattern of struggling at this point in the playoffs. They played 14 Eastern Conference Final games since 2019 and have only won 1 time. Game 2 of the series is tomorrow night at Lenovo Center. Puck drops at 7.
All right, let's stick with the sports theme. Today marks a new era for baseball in Zebulon. The Devil Dogs kicking off opening night of their first season at Namerco Park, which was formerly Five County Stadium. That's where we find WRAL's Kirsten Clark. She's been all over that field, inside in the area that morning. So where are you now and what can we expect?
Yes, Ken. So I decided to take a little break here in the dugout. I'm not much of a baseball player, but I feel like I'm ready to take to the field tonight. But I want to show you, let's talk about the field a little bit. The one thing that's really cool about this is that it's 100% turf. Even the dirt is turf. And that's just one of the things that makes this experience so cool for not only the players, but for the fans as well. But all the fun kicked off yesterday with a fun fest as well as a ribbon cutting. And it continues tonight as the Devil Dogs take on the Virginia Beach Valor. Single game tickets are just $22, and included in the price is all you can eat concessions. And most of the Devil Dogs on the field will be college players from Australia. How cool is that? We caught up with one of them before the big night.
It's unreal. I mean, we have nothing like this back home in Australia. The stadium, the fans coming out, and we just want to put it on for the fans, represent Zebulon well, represent Australia well, and just have a great time.
Yeah, so a great time it will be. And for all the fans that are sitting in the stands this evening, after the game, there will be a fireworks show as well as more games to follow and fun-filled promotions throughout the rest of this weekend into Memorial Day. Live in Zebulon, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
All you can eat? I'm taking my tribe. Well, here's a look at what you can look forward to the rest of this opening weekend with the Devil Dogs. Tomorrow you can get down on the field before the game. Sunday kids can run the bases, and there's a special on beer on Monday night. Well, the Holly Springs Salamanders are also celebrating its opening weekend. They'll have Champ the Bat Dog tonight. Saturday night's theme is K-pop, and Sundays is Star Wars. The Salamanders will celebrate Memorial Day with a $1 hot dogs. Capital Broadcasting Company, which owns WRAL, owns the league in which the Devil Dogs and Salamanders play.
Your time now, 8:41. Pulled from voting, the Iran war powers vote was canceled and an unexpected change on the House floor. Why Republican lawmakers say they needed to postpone.
Also, Memorial Day preparation, a look at the traditions honoring America's fallen heroes.
And just a little drizzle as you're heading out right now. But as we get into the mid to late afternoon, we'll have another round of showers and thunderstorms. It stays cooler today with the mid-70s, and I'll walk you through the timeline for rain this weekend coming up. It's 8:44, and we have a good chance of rain not just this afternoon and evening, but all the way through the holiday weekend and beyond. Looks like right now that probably Saturday is going to be the day that we see the bulk of the rain. It just may start a little bit earlier than some of the other days. We'll walk through that coming up. If you're heading out of town to the beach or the mountains, the weather's going to be just the same. It's drizzly in Boone right now. We're looking at high temperatures tomorrow in the 60s and 70s with a good chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Same thing Sunday, but maybe a little bit warmer with 70s and 80s. At the coast, we'll see those scattered showers and storms too, mainly in the afternoon. Highs in the low to mid 80s Saturday and some 70s and 80s on Sunday. We'll show you how much rain we could see over the next 6 days. Coming up, Ken.
This is what's happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. On this particular camera at I-40 Jones Sausage Road, we're picking up some low cloud cover there, but not really affecting your visibility, particularly if you're heading on I-40 eastbound to those southern beaches. These are the lanes coming toward us, flowing at a nice steady clip, to be quite honest. But if your travel involves the airport, we are checking those routes as well. You have a late morning flight getting ready to head to the airport. Right now, we're only picking up a 2-minute delay on Highway 70 or Glenwood Avenue, if you will, but I-40, I-540 delay free at this hour, so you will get to the airport on time. Check us out if you get into your car, 101.5 HD3.
The Iran war powers resolution vote was canceled as we're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning. In the last-minute change, Republican leaders declined to hold a vote. The vote would direct President Donald Trump to remove U.S. forces from Iran. Before the war powers vote, GOP leaders realized 8 Republicans were missing from the House floor.
It sounded like there was a lot of chaos on the floor, and then that vote got pulled.
It's not to pull it, didn't have the votes. Gas prices are through the roof. People can't afford their groceries. Is that why you're pulling it?
So now the House will have to vote on the resolution when they return after Memorial Day.
Preparations are now underway at Arlington National Cemetery in honor of Memorial Day. Soldiers from the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment placing flags at every gravesite inside Arlington. The flags are a tradition that dates back to 1948. In total, about 250,000 flags will be placed. It takes around 4 hours for 1,500 soldiers to place the flags. All of the flags will be removed Tuesday before the cemetery is open to the public.
Waymo has announced that their robo-taxis are no longer taking people on freeways. The company says it's working on safety features and software issues which have made highway travel unsafe. Waymo is working to improve safety around flooded roadways and construction zones. And the company is also pausing all services in Atlanta while these safety updates are implemented.
Spotify is making it easier for people to see their favorite bands and singers in person. The streaming service setting aside tickets for those who are determined to be the biggest fans of these artists. Spotify will use streams and shares to pick the people who will be eligible for this offer. The fans who get selected will have a set amount of time to buy the tickets. There's no word, though, on which artists will be involved in this feature.
The city of Durham plans to get children enrolled in new investment accounts from the federal government. Parents, listen up. As part of this federal budget, children under 10 are eligible for 538 accounts with seed funding. So that means babies born in and after 2025 will get $1,000 from the U.S. Treasury. Any child born between 2016 and 2024 qualify for a $250 deposit. Mayor Leo Williams will share his plans for getting that money to qualifying Durham kids. That event that's happening today will be held at the Murray Massingburg Elementary School at noon.
Well, today marks 120 years since the Wright brothers patented their flying machine. The aircraft is remembered for having its first flight near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. That flight lasted only 12 seconds, but following test flights extended the airborne time to 59 seconds.
More than a mile of beach in Buxton is now opening after debris cleanup. It's the area between the south end and off-road vehicle ramp 43. The seashore plans to reopen the lifeguard beach parking area in the coming days. A contractor still needs to remove a lot of house debris that they've piled up over the last 9 months.
An alligator spotted near homes on the coast was relocated. These are pictures from the Southport Police Department's Facebook page. The gator was roaming around this home before wildlife officers captured it and relocated it. The end of the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Time for a look now at what's trending.
The curtain came down last night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Last summer, CBS parent company canceled his show after 13 years. There were plenty of surprise guests on his final episode, including Paul McCartney, Bryan Cranston, and Paul Rudd.
There were also many people who taped appearances from his rivals, Jon Stewart, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, John Oliver. Those guys have a really close bond, and late night changing.
Yeah, end of an era.
Yeah.
Even with rain overnight now, 65% of North Carolina is in extreme drought. That's up 6% from last week. Now, every local county has at least some areas under extreme drought conditions. Right now, water levels at Falls Lake are 4 feet below normal. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is warning boaters to be careful. Low water levels can expose hidden dangers.
There's so many hidden dangers, rocks, stumps, things like that. It's a lot of dirt and rocks and everything showing. You know, that's not normally, that's underwater, submerged 5 or 6 feet.
And during the Memorial Day weekend will help those conditions a little bit.
Well, we're here at the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Much needed rain, but more to come.
Yes, and so that's the news for this morning. The rain totals are trending higher. Same thing yesterday. They were starting to trend higher, and this morning even higher than yesterday, which is wonderful news. We need the rain. A little bit of light patchy rain out there this morning, mostly some drizzle, and then late afternoon, evening, overnight rain, and that will be the pattern really going forward for each day of the next 6 days. We did have a good soaker in a few places. You know how it is with thunderstorms. You have pockets where the rainfall is heavy. As a matter of fact, along and east of I-95, we didn't hardly see any rain at all. But we have so many opportunities now over the next 6 days that hopefully everybody will at least get some beneficial rainfall. Just north of Rocky Mount, 3 inches. East of Roanoke Rapids, 4.5 for parts of Chatham County and Lee, Moore, Halifax, Harnett County, we saw as much as 2.5 inches of rain. Parts of the Triangle saw 3/4 to an inch, so it was definitely a good soaker for a lot of people. We have our front that'll just remain stationary over us for the most part over the next 5-6 days. And you can see here this morning, Futurecast showing some showers. Mostly what we're going to see this morning is just some drizzle. And then later this afternoon, starting at around the time of the evening commute or later, we'll have some scattered showers that lift northward. Probably not going to see as much rain today as we did yesterday, and we'll see even more tomorrow. This is a look at Raleigh right now. Lots of drizzle showing up on the cameras, 60 degrees the temperature, so it's pretty uncomfortable heading out right now. We'll see temperatures in the low to mid 70s for highs in the Triangle, but could be a little bit warmer in Fayetteville because in Fayetteville it's on the other side of the front where the warmer air is. We continue to see a 60 to 70% chance of rain all the way into the middle of next week, and after a cool day today, the front lifts a little farther to the north and we get back into the low to mid 80s. There could be a few holes in the clouds here and there, but we're looking at mainly that afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern that could linger into the evening. And we could see as much as 2 to 3 inches, maybe even more than that by the time we wrap up on Wednesday or Thursday.
Elizabeth, thank you. Before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers, and we will get another check on weather and traffic next.